Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We're now going to turn to Tahmid. Tahmid is that you make your ruku, you go into bowing, you come back up from bowing, ready to say the Tahmid, which is Rabbana lakal hamd. Where do you tie the hands for the Tahmid? According to the Maliki opinion, you stand up straight, still with the limbs settled, and say the Tahmid. For them, you would just leave the hands by the side, as they have their position of not tying their hands from the moment they start qiyam. So their position doesn't change. According to Hanbali, you should place the hands back as before, as in qiyam, when the right hand goes over the left, or leave them hanging for the tahmid by the sides. Hanfi's opinion is you leave the arms hanging by the sides for the tahmid, and said by followers. I will explain what I mean by this point, inshallah, about this point in the next video. Um, Again, here Imam Shafi says the Imam will say the tasmiyah, which is Allah hears whoever praises him, and the rest will say it to themselves, whether they're following the Imam or praying alone. I will expand on that in the next videos. We will be talking about whether to say the tahmid or the tasmiyah behind the Imam or not. Um, According to Shafi opinion, he should lower his hands to the sides in the standing position. He should be erect so the joints of his body go back in place. So again, in Shafi opinion, is to lower the hands to the sides. Same with the Hanfi opinion, same with the Malki. Hanbali have two opinion, one that they could leave them to the sides or place them back as they had in the position of Qiyam, the right hand over the left. All scholars are of the opinions hands should hang to the sides when uttering the Hamid. There is only one opinion of the two opinions of Imam Ibn Hanbal that say you can tie them back as you did in the Qiyam. There is, however, no hadith on whether the hands should be where the hands should be placed when you say the tahmid, which is Rabbana lakal hamd. So scholars have stated hands should hang to the sides. This is something that scholars have made ijtihad on. They've given that legal reasoning because the hadith hasn't mentioned this point. If the hadith is silent on the matter, then it means original position should be observed. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying if the hadith has not specified where the hands should be tied, or whether the hands should be tied or left to the sides during the tahmid, if the hadiths are not speaking about this point, then it is, I agree that we should go back and tie the hands as they were in the original position of qiyam. Why? Because if we had been required to change positions from tying the hands to hanging them to the sides, then there would have been naturally some hadith recording this type of information. Just as the Prophet, peace be upon him, he ensured that he taught his followers each aspect of the Salah, and he went through each point, demonstrating to them how they should pray and calling them back to correct their Salah. He demonstrated to them on numerous occasions how they have, mistakenly offered their Salah and corrected them. And there's hadith in which he says he taught us that the tahajjud as he taught us as the Quran, as he was teaching us the Quran with great precision. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, was very attentive in teaching Salah to his followers, to the Muslims, to the Ummah. He would not have left this important piece of information out if there was a change in the positions of the hands when coming off for tahmid. So I agree with the one of those opinions given by Imam Ibn Hanbal that the hands should go back in the original position of qiyam. But because he has two opinions, there will be some people from the Hanbali school of thought that may just follow the hands to the sides. But really, there is no hadith to suggest that we should place our hands to the sides of our body whilst saying the tahmid. And if and If you look throughout the Salah, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, raise your hands when you say Tasmiyah, go to Ruku, come when you go to Ruku, you come back, you raise your hands, right? Raise your hands when you are excuse me, when you are going down for going down for sujood. Raise your hands. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us where the hands should be raised, and he said to us, do not raise hands during the sujood, in between prostrations. He told us not to read Quran during the prostration and during the ruku. The places of ruku and sujood, the prostration and the bowing, positions of the bowing and the prostrating, are for tasbih, not for reading Quran. He also showed us where in tahashud we should raise our finger. He told us when you read the tahashud, raise the finger. He's taught us how to do ruku. He's asked us not to lift the head or lower it too much. He asked us to pray on seven limbs. So he's gone through every aspect of the salah, discussing it in great detail. So that this it would naturally be illogic for him to leave this information out if there was a change and he did not tell us or inform us about it. The fact that there is no hadith on this, we should be following this opinion. Right, okay, so we will now move on to Tasmiyah and Tahmid behind the Imam. So I will see you inshallah in the next video to explain how we recite the Tasmiyah and Tahmid behind the Imam inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.